Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see your future and discover the life you're heading toward? What if you found yourself lost in that future, unsure of how to change your fate? This is the story of Ethan, a man who experienced this exact scenario and learned 3 life-changing lessons that reshaped his destiny. Let's dive into his extraordinary journey. Story: Ethan was 30 years old, stuck in a monotonous routine, and struggling to find meaning in his life. Despite working long hours at a corporate job, he felt empty, as if he was merely existing rather than truly living. One night, after another exhausting day, he went to bed with a heavy heart, wondering if his life would ever change. When Ethan woke up, he wasn't in his bedroom. He found himself in a futuristic city, surrounded by towering skyscrapers and strange technology. Confused and scared, he wandered through the unfamiliar streets, trying to make sense of what was happening. Suddenly, a figure approached him. It was an older version of himself. The future Ethan looked tired and defeated, his face etched with lines of regret. "Who are you?" Ethan asked, his voice trembling. "I'm you," the older man replied, "and I'm here to show you the life you're heading toward if you don't make some changes. Let me teach you 3 lessons that can save you from this fate. Lesson 1. Don't let fear make your decisions." The older Ethan led him to a massive corporate building. Inside, Ethan saw himself sitting at a desk, hunched over a computer, surrounded by piles of paperwork. "This is your future if you keep letting fear control you," the older man said. "You stayed in this job because it felt safe, but it's drained your soul. Fear kept you from taking risks and pursuing your dreams. You need to stop letting fear dictate your choices." Ethan felt a pang of recognition. He'd always played it safe, avoiding risks because he was afraid of failure. The realization hit him hard. His fear had been holding him back. Lesson 2. Time is your most valuable asset. Next, the older Ethan took him to a hospital room. Inside, an elderly version of himself lay on a bed, hooked up to machines. The room was empty, with no family or friends by his side. "This is what happens when you waste your time on things that don't matter," the older man said. "You spent years chasing money and status, but you neglected the people and passions that truly matter. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Use it wisely." Ethan felt a deep sense of regret as he watched the lonely figure in the hospital bed. He vowed to start valuing his time and prioritizing what truly mattered in life. Lesson 3. Growth begins outside your comfort zone. Finally, the older Ethan brought him to a small, rundown apartment. Inside, Ethan saw himself sitting alone, surrounded by clutter and unfinished projects. "You stayed in your comfort zone because it felt safe," the older man explained. "But growth only happens when you push yourself beyond what's familiar. You have potential, but you've been too afraid to step outside the box. Challenge yourself and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve." Ethan watched the scene in silence, realizing how much he had limited himself by refusing to take chances. When Ethan woke up, he was back in his bedroom. The futuristic city and his older self were gone, but the lessons remained vivid in his mind. He knew he had been given a rare opportunity to change his path. Over the next few months, Ethan began making small but significant changes. He left his unfulfilling job and pursued a career in something he was passionate about. He started spending more time with his loved ones and invested in personal growth. He took risks, embraced challenges, and stopped letting fear control his life. Years later, Ethan looked back on that surreal experience with gratitude. The lessons he had learned helped him create a life full of purpose, happiness, and fulfillment. Conclusion. So, what about you? Are you stuck in a routine, letting fear and comfort hold you back? Remember Ethan's story. Don't let fear decide your future. Value your time and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Your best life is waiting for you. All you have to do is take the first step.
If you enjoyed this heartwarming story and found its message inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clue and Story.